welcome. Our first competition this afternoon is JCB Racing. Now, this is a timed competition where our drivers will be battling it out against the clock. The driver with the fastest time will be crowned your JCB Racing winner. Also, keep in mind there is a great turn pod out there on the track. If the driver hits that turn pod and it gets removed outside of its perimeter, it will be an automatic disqualification. All right, Austin, who's ready for JCB Racing? Our first competitor coming to the line, please welcome Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. The time is locked in. It's up on the video board, 11.292. 11.292 for Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. Also keep in mind that the momentum has turned the turn pod over, but that is not a disqualification. He did not touch it. It was the momentum of the truck that blew it over. It will not be a disqualification. So 11.292 now is the time to beat here in JCB Racing. And that will set the bar for the rest of the field of competition here. We're looking here now at our next competitor here in just a moment. But keep in mind, our staging lights are lit at the far end of each of these race lanes. When you see a yellow light, that means our drivers need to fire their engines and head to the starting line. You'll see two yellow lights, means they're staged and ready to go, and then you'll be looking for that green light. If they're in the middle of staging, you see those lights turn off, that means that they have to actually restage. And of course, right now we're seeing some action on the track against Gravedigger and Kristen Anderson. If you didn't know, she has been using her big brother's truck, Gravedigger 35, so it's set up a little bit differently, and I know Matt Gahn was trying to work out some of those kinks for Kristen Anderson here this weekend. So we'll keep that in mind as we're going to go through this racing timed competition here. We're going to get ready for our second competitor. Please welcome Berto Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Look at that time, 10.542. That is the new time to beat Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. A great final turn from Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler, shaving off some time there. And now he takes the top spot here as we get ready to meet our third competitor here in just a moment. But he now takes the top spot. El Toro Loco right now, they're in the second position as we get set to see Tristan England and JCB Digatron. He must beat a time of 10.542 That is the time to beat there, set by Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Coming from arena background himself and now making his mark here inside of the JCB Digatron Monster Jam truck this 2024 season and getting his call to be part of his first Stadium Championship Series run. We await to see what JCB Digatron will clock in. That is a 10.542. So I am getting word from our Monster Jam officials. Because Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler went before JCB Digatron, he will continue to be in the #1 spot, and JCB Digatron will be in your second spot. So Berto Trevino is the leader right now of JCB Racing. So that time, 10.542, now locked in as the time to beat. And Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler will be the one to hold that lead. Coming up next, it's Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack. He crosses the finish line with a time of 11.792. 11.792 for Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. You can see on the replay, he turns out pretty wide, and that will put him in the 4th spot with a time of an 11.792. Kind of drifts pretty wide there out on this track. And a lot of our drivers looking for that very sharp turn at the final turn. 10.542, and I'm getting word right now from our officials that Gravedigger is now on the 60-second clock. The time is up there on the video board. Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger. The truck has to fire before the 60 seconds end, and we're at 49 right now. Matt Gahn, her crew chief, working right now to try to get her fired up and heading to the starting line. Again, she has to fire her truck before time ends, and we are now approaching 35 seconds here for Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. Everybody out there on the track now. The truck has fired, and it sounds like we may be good to go. She is getting the RII test right now. She has it, a 12.042 for Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. Still in the lead, though, is Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler with a time of 10.542. You can see the super glue glued to the action replay. And that puts her in the 5th spot here in JCB Racing. We are going to meet our next competitor to the track, and it's Joe Yuri, Earthshaker. Time to beat 10.542. That is the time for Joe Yuri and Earthshaker to attempt to break here in JCB Racing as he gets set to go green. 12.125 for Joe Uri and Earthshaker. That will not be enough to take the lead. As we take a look at his replay brought to you by Super Glue. The 10.542 still holds strong here as we only have 2 more competitors remaining in JCB Racing. We're going to get to meet our 7th competitor. Please welcome Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. Official word from our officials here at Monster Jam. Her official time, 10.730. A great time for her. That will put her in the 3rd spot. A good run from Sparkle Smash and Kayla Blood puts her in the 3rd spot. He is our last competitor and the winner of last night's JCB Racing, Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. He must beat a time of 10.542 held by Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Can he make it 2 for 2? We are seconds away from finding out. 11.250, which means your Texas's own Berto Trevino Monster Mutt Rottweiler is your JCB Racing winner.
Berto Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Man, how did that feel to take home that win?
That was my very first racing win of my career here in Monster Jam. I'm super pumped. I got to do it here in Austin, Texas. This is where the dream started for me, right here in Austin just 5 years ago. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thanks to Team Throttle Monster for giving me an awesome Monster Jam truck.
I think he deserves another round of applause for his first racing win. Wow. You have a few more competitions coming up, 2 Skills Challenge. How do you feel about it?
Man, I'm not going to lie. This dirt out here, as y'all saw, I mean, it was very tricky for us to race on. I mean, that was a true finesse and skill kind of thing we had to figure out. It's a little slick out here. I'm hoping that I can get this dog to walk on its 2 front paws, no problem.
Everybody give it up for this first racing win, Berto Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler.
A huge congratulations to Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler just down the road from Corpus Christi, Texas. And he now is your BKT overall event leader with 8 points. Right behind him, Tristan England and JCV Digatron with 7 points. Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash currently in 3rd. Velociraptor, El Toro Loco, Jurassic Attack, Gravedigger, and Earthshaker now round out your 8 competitors. Well, coming up next, you don't want to go anywhere because we've got the Great Clips 2-wheel skills competition. Now, our drivers will have one attempt to throw down their sickest trick there on just 2 wheels. And of course, you, the fans, will be using judgeszone.com. And for more on that, let's throw it down to Jabari Thomas. Even though we're going to be having our Great Clips 2-wheel skills challenge here in just a little bit, we're going to continue on with some racing. And this is our Truckin' Pals race. This is where you, the fans, will choose who you think the winner is going to be. All right, who thinks it's going to be El Toro Loco? Who do you think is going to be the winner? Will it be Gravedigger? And what about Megalodon? Oh, we got a lot of Megalodon fans, we think. All right. Well, they are getting ready to race. Cheer on the Monster Jam truck you think is going to be the winner. Megalodon off to a great start there right behind them. Pulling up from behind is Gravedigger. El Toro Loco. It is a battle for first between these 3 trucks. El Toro Loco is your winner. Give yourself a round of applause if you chose El Toro Loco as your winner. Well, you might see some combination moves, poppers, stoppies. You might see some new innovative move here, but it will be up to you to decide the fate of these drivers using judgeszone.com. And now that we got Jabari back in the stands, I can throw it down to him again here and talk about how our fans can use judgeszone.com.
Oh, thank you, Kay. Yeah, everybody, this whole Monster Jam event is totally unscripted, and you guys are going to play a major role in helping score these competitions, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. You see on the banner here, judgeszone.com. Take out your cell phones, head to your browser, judgeszone.com, or you can scan this QR code right there. Either one, whichever is easiest. And then you're going to put in the city code. That is ATX at judgeszone.com. We want everybody to participate and help, you know, crown tonight's overall event winner. Now, once you put in your ATX code, you're going to see the BKT tire, and this is what it's going to look like. After each competition, you're going to slide that tire all the way up to score really high in the green section, or you're going to move that tire all the way down in the red to score really low. And then you got 20 seconds to get in all those scores, and then we're going to calculate everybody's score, and that's going to be the average, and that's how we're going to crown these next competition winners, all right? You guys ready for some more Monster Jam?
We're going to kick things off here in the Great Clips 2-wheel skills challenge with Joe Uri, Earthshaker.
Let's hear it for Joe Uri, Earthshaker. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com.
He is going to kick things off here. Great Clips 2-wheel skills challenge. He will set the tone for everybody else here. And you can take a look at that replay. Gives us a little wheelie action here in his Great Clips 2-wheel skills attempt. Scores are locked in. Let's see where you put him at. 5.529 will be his score. So that will be the score to beat. 5.529 will be the score to beat, set by Joe Uri and Earthshaker. And don't forget, fans, one attempt and one attempt only. You can scan the QR code up on the video board or use judgeszone.com. And the code is ATX. It will be circulating around these ribbon boards throughout the rest of our competitions, including this one as well. And you never know what you're going to see. Of course, we'll let you know there. We're going to get ready to meet our second competitor to the track, Kristen Anderson, Grave Digger.
Make some noise for Kristen Anderson, Grave Digger. 20 seconds to lock in those at judgeszone.com.
She does her iconic tombstone and then walks it across the pod up on the ramp. We're going to wait to see what your scores will be. You've only got a couple seconds left there at judgeszone.com. Scores are now officially in. Your score for Grave Digger is 8.794. That now puts her in the top spot. So we now have a new leader, Kristen Anderson in Grave Digger, 8.794. She now takes the lead in the competition. Of course, another 8 points are on the line for each of our drivers here, as they are in the pursuit of today's overall event championship. It's our last competition, or excuse me, our last event here inside the Moody Center. Bragging rights are on the line here for each of our competitors, as we're gonna get set to meet our third competitor here in the Great Clips Two Wheels competition. It is Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack. He stands it on the front wheels, waves to the crowd with the back ones. Will we see a repeat of last night? Keep your eyes locked to his windows. The balancing, the technical driving here. And there you see the steering wheel.
Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. 20 seconds to lock in those scores, Austin, at judgeszone.com.
Took a book out of his own playbook there with the super glue glued to the action replay. Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack showcases some great talent there, technical driving. Now it's up to you to decide. Judgeszone.com. Your scores are locked. Okay, the score to beat, Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger, 8.794. And your score for Jurassic Attack is 9.273. He now takes the lead. We have another new leader here, Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. And there you have it on the leaderboard here for the Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. Will he be able to make it 2 for 2 this weekend and be perfect in the Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge? That will be up to you to determine at judgeszone.com. And if you've not started scoring, you can do so at any time. You can get those scores locked in. The QR code up on the video board there will let you know what you're witnessing. Course combination moves, moonwalks, bicycles, poppers, stoppies, or new inventions out on the track. We're going to continue things on here with Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. Making Velociraptor dance a little bit.
Let's hear it for Devin Winfield in Velociraptor. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com.
He takes Velociraptor up on top of the pod. The super glue glued to the action replay there on the video board. And the QR code. Great balance there for Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. Having a great career here this year. Scores are locked in. Let's see what your score is, Austin. 8.261. A good score there for Velociraptor. So the score to beat still remains with Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack, 9.273. And some good scores coming out from you fans. Don't forget to score. You're the only ones who can crown a winner here using judgeszone.com. We up here do not use judgeszone.com. None of our officials use it. It's only up to you in the stands. We're going to keep things moving with Berto Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Time to get those scores locked in. Judgeszone.com. You've got now about 17 seconds left on the clock. And what did you think about that attempt? He pops it up on top of the pod and just a little bit too much on the momentum. Flips him over on the side. We'll have to get a vet out there to check on Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Time to get those scores in. Your scores are in. Austin, your score for Monster Mutt Rottweiler, 7.731. We've got 3 more drivers remaining in this competition here, and there you have a Jurassic Attack and Dalton Widener. Still the score to beat with that big 9.273 score from you, the fans. And then Gravedigger, Velociraptor, Monster Mutt Rottweiler, and Earthshaker round out your 5 competitors. But hey, we've got a lot more in store, and we've got some fun things to check out now, so we're going to throw it down to Jabari.
What's happening, beautiful people? Thank you, Kay. We are having so much fun here in section 124. We're going to play something now called the Helmet Shuffle. Everybody feast your eyes on the video board. Watch the trophy. It's going to start in the middle, and then you got to keep your eyes on it, and it's going to shuffle around. Okay? Let's shuffle it. All right. And I need this whole section right here to shout it out. Think no. 2. I hear a lot of 2s. I see 1-1. Okay. I see a majority of 2. So let's go ahead and unveil the first helmet. Oh, no. Is it under 3? No. It is under number 2, Austin, Texas. Y'all got some good eyes. Perhaps some have 20/20 vision. This is the Helmet Shuffle. Thank you so much for playing.
We want to give a big shout out there to all of our sponsors, of course. We want to thank BKT, our official tire of Monster Jam. We want to thank Spin Master. Don't forget to grab your official Spin Master Monster Jam truck out on the concourse. Of course, all the other merchandise as well. And I know you've been taking a lot of pictures and videos. Make sure you upload them to your favorite social media site. Use the hashtag Monster Jam. You might see your face or picture or video up on our video board here throughout today's event. And of course, our drivers use that hashtag to find you fans as well, so you never know who might like or comment your picture or video. You can follow us on all our social media. We've got Facebook, Instagram, we've got X, we've got YouTube, of course, and a shout out to all those tuning in on YouTube right now as well. We are YouTube Live. A big shout out to all of our sponsors there as well. Let's give some love to Bruno Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Back on all 4s. The puppy's strong as we continue things on here. Again, Jurassic Attack is your score to beat, 9.273. That is the score to beat here in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. And of course, we want to give a big shout out to Boss JCB, our local provider here of Monster Jam, and of course all the JCB equipment. Tristan England and JCB Digatron took a little visit to Boss, and you can hang out with them. You can hang out with Hunter. He is the Austin sales rep as well. And speaking of JCB, let's welcome Tristan England and JCB Digatron here to the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. And he waves to the crowd with those back BKT tires. And turns it into a combination. Let's make some noise for Tristan England, JCB Digatron. The super glue glued to the action replay is on the board, and you are on the clock at judgeszone.com. Showing some love there to his fans and his fiance and son Crash. And his mom. Can't forget about mom as well. She's up there as well. Scores are locked in. Let's see the score to beat Jurassic Attack 9.273. Your score for Tristan England and JCB Digatron is 9.100. A good score. That puts him in the second spot. There is your leaderboard here in the Great Play Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. JCB Digatron now puts himself into the second spot, and Jurassic Attack still is the number one right now with a 9.273. We're coming up on to our next driver, Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash. Let's hear it for Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash. A popper onto the pod. And there she balances the unicorn. Time to get those scores in as we take a look at the replay here. Debuting this weekend for the first time in an arena, Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash. If you haven't been able to see this Monster Jam truck up close and personal, it is pretty cool to see the paint job on there. Scores are locked in. Let's see your score for Sparkle Smash, a 6.872. Well, we only have one driver remaining before you are going to crown your first competition winner using judgeszone.com. The score to beat up on the video board, Jurassic Attack. As we get set to see the one man that stands in the way of Jurassic Attack, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. A little smoke coming out of the Angry Bull, and the back BKT tires waving to the crowd. Let's hear it for Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. He's our last driver here, and the only one that stands in the way from making it a sweep here this weekend for Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. We're awaiting your scores now. You've got about 4 seconds left on the clock as scores are being tabulated right now here from our Monster Jam officials. Scores are in. Score to beat Jurassic Attack 9.273. I have a feeling this is going to be a close one. Keep your eyes locked to the video board. Your score for El Toro Loco is... Wow, 9.185. which means it's a clean sweep for Team Throttle Monster and Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack. Austin, Texas, let me hear ya. For your winner, Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack.
Everybody make some noise. Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack, your winner. Two wheels skills competition, man. How did that feel?
I felt great, man. I'm just out here having a good time, man. I haven't done a two-wheel skills competition in like 3 weeks, man. So what I did last night was my, getting right back into it. And, man, it feels awesome. I'm having fun out here in these small arenas. What'd you guys think, Austin? You have fun or what?
I tell you what, we definitely got to come up with the name of when you throw that steering wheel out of the window. You know, the crowd is definitely pumping you up. How are you preparing for the next round?
Man, I don't know. Sky wheelies is not my forte, but man, I was embarrassed with what I did yesterday. So today, I'm going to back up as close as I can get to Velociraptor, and I'm going to hit this thing as hard as I possibly can. Try to touch the nose to the roof, and then plant the rear end right here in the middle of the pod. It's going to be awesome. You guys ready for Sky wheelies?
Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack.
Well, a huge congratulations to Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler, and of course, Jurassic Attack's Dalton Widener with for an exciting first half. I mean, just to keep in mind, Team Throttle Monster is on an absolute tangent. They've had 2 first-time winners here in JCB Racing, and then, of course, Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack sweeps this competition, the Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. So it's been an exciting first half, and we've got a lot more Monster Jam action coming your way, but right now, this is halftime. Be sure to head up to the concourse, grab your official Monster Jam merchandise, and meet us right back here for the second half of action. Give yourselves a round of applause because we're going to get set here for our next competition. That is the Sky Wheelie competition. This is where our drivers will have one attempt to get as vertical and as high as possible. And of course, you the fans will use judgeszone.com just like you did for the Great Clip Skills Challenge and for our Best Trick competition. Of course, don't forget you'll have 20 seconds to lock in your score, and the code is ATX. All right, Austin, who's ready for the Sky Wheelie Challenge? Our first competitor coming up, it's Devin Winfield, Velociraptor.
Let's hear it for Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com.
Getting vertical is what this competition is all about. And it's time for you to lock in those scores now. Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. The clock is ticking down there at judgeszone.com. All right, scores are in. Let's see what your score for Velociraptor is. And you will give him a 6.667. Devin Winfield kicks things off here in the Sky Wheelie competition, and his score will now be the one to set the tone here. 6.667 for the Sky Wheelie competition. Coming up next, we got Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash.
Let's hear it for Caleb Blood. Sparkle Smash. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com.
I believe some unicorns have wings, and we just saw the unicorn fly here in the Sky Wheelie competition. Now Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash looking for their first competition win this weekend, and that will be up to you all in the fate of judgeszone.com. Scores are in. Your score to beat 6.667 from Velociraptor. And your score for Sparkle Smash is 7.137. She's now your new leader. All right, she's now your new leader, and that is the score to beat 7.137 as we continue on here in this competition. Our next driver will be Joe Uri, Earthshaker.
Let's hear it for Joe Uri, Earthshaker. 20 seconds to lock those scores, judgeszone.com.
Getting super vertical there on his attempt, Joe Uri, Earthshaker. Now await you. Nice big vertical leap there from Earthshaker. Scores are locked in. Your score to beat Sparkle Smash 7.137, and your score for Earthshaker is 7.581. That puts him as our new leader. So we got another new leader here in this Sky Wheelie competition. Joe Uri and Earthshaker now take the top spot with a 7.581. We're going to continue on in this competition with Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Let's hear it for Armando Castro in El Toro Loco. 20 seconds to lock in those scores. JudgesZone.com. It's up to you, Austin.
Your bullhorns are out. Your Texas Longhorns are also out. There you go. For El Toro Loco and Armando Castro getting a nice vertical leap there. Scores are locked in. Earthshaker 7.581. Will we have a new leader? Let's find out. 8.996. That now puts him as our new leader in the Sky Wheelie competition. Armando Castro, El Toro Loco now with an 8.996 to put him in the top spot as our new leader in this competition. There you have it up on the video board. The criteria for you, the fans, at JudgesZone.com. The height of the jump, the creativity of the jump, the vertical position, and that big wow factor. And was the wow factor the smoke? We'll see if it sticks. Our next driver up is Berto Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler.
In Monster Mutt Rottweiler. 20 seconds to lock those scores. It's up to you, JudgesZone.com.
Will that attempt be enough to take the lead away with that 8.996? Got pretty vertical on that attempt here from Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. You've got 5 seconds left on the clock. Your score to beat 8.996, El Toro Loco. Your score up on the video board, 7.534 for Monster Mutt Rottweiler. We've got 3 more drivers remaining here in this competition before you crown your next winner using JudgesZone.com. And there's where we stand in the Sky Wheelie competition. 8.996 is the score to beat from El Toro Loco and Armando Castro. We've got our next driver up. It's Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Let's make some noise for Tristan England and JCB Digatron. Scoring is open now. 20 seconds, of course, on the clock. And will that vertical position and the height be enough to take the lead away from Armando Castro, El Toro Loco? That is the score to beat, 8.996. And we await your scores. You've got 3 seconds left on the clock. All right, scores are locked. Let's see where you put JCB Digatron. 7.795. I hear some boos. Just keep in mind, you and only you are the only ones scoring this competition. Up next, we've got Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack. Let's get loud for Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. He said this was the competition that he wanted to improve on the most here this weekend, and definitely a nice attempt there on the sky wheelie from Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. So it's time to see where you put him in this competition with just a couple seconds left. At judgeszone.com, our Monster Jam officials are tabulating scores are locked in. Let's go to scores. A 7.970, and that will be good enough to put him currently in the second spot. There you have it. We only have one driver left before we crown a winner here at the Sky Wheelie competition. 8.996 is the score to beat from Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. He was last night's Sky Wheelie competition winner, and will he sweep it again? Our last driver up, Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger. Let's hear it for Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. Scores need to get locked in, and unfortunately you can see there on the rear end there is a broken tie rod from Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. Scoring is now open, but that was a very good attempt there from Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger on that sky wheelie attempt. So time to get those scores in. At judgeszone.com, our last competitor, she is the only one standing in between Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, and that win there. All right, scores are locked in. Your score to beat Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, 8.996. Your score for Gravedigger is 8.776. She does not look happy. Second position for her, which means the winner of the Sky Wheelie competition, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Your Sky Wheelies champion, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Wow, on a run. How did that feel?
Felt great. As you guys can see, there's a big old hole right here. That's when my tailgate, I guess, hit. But, man, I knew how to bring my A game out here. These guys and girls are so good at what they do. It's anybody's game out here. I just got to bring my best foot forward. And like I said, we won this competition yesterday. We slapped it again in first gear and let the 1,500 horsepower sing, man. And such a bummer to Chris Anderson. You know, that was a great Sky Wheelie. I feel like that should have won. But, hey, it is what it is, man. We're here to have a party. We're here to have a good time, man. Austin, Texas, you guys having a good time? Make some noise.
Armando, so when you made this divot, which is really deep, if I can stick my foot in there almost, what did that feel like?
It hurts a little bit, but, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, I feel so secure in my truck, man. It's just an adrenaline rush, and at the end of the day, driving a 12,000-pound, 1,500 Monster Man truck, we got the best technicians, we got the best safety-wise and stuff inside the truck, man. I'm here to have a good time. Like I said, we got one more competition left, and that is Monster Jam Freestyle. That is my favorite, and I know that is each and every other Monster Jam driver here's favorite competition. We got 60 seconds to lay it on the line, have a good time, go as crazy as we can. And, of course, someone is hitting a backflip ramp. Yes, we do have a backflip ramp right here in this corner. So, hey, who's ready to see a Monster Jam backflip? Make some noise!
Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Well, a huge congratulations to Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. That continues to now put him in the lead, now puts him in the lead with 19 points, because 1 point behind him is JCB Digatron and Tristan England. But Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack only 2 points away from the top spot. We've got Gravedigger, Monster Mutt, Rottweiler, Sparkle Smash, Velociraptor, and Earthshaker rounding out our field of competition. So it is going to come down to the last competition, and that is our Monster Jam Freestyle competition. And this is where our drivers will have 60 seconds to throw down the sickest, the wildest, the craziest freestyle you have ever seen out on the track here. And of course, our drivers must complete 15 seconds of their run to qualify for a score. You, the fans, again, will be using judgeszone.com. And as fans, you need to be looking for big air combinations. You need to be looking for some wild moves, you know, maybe some new moves, some technical moves, and of course the momentum as well, the flow of the entire run. So keep that in mind as you are using judgeszone.com. If you've not started scoring, this is the perfect opportunity to get those scores locked in for our drivers. Of course, the last 8 points are on the line for our drivers before you help us crown an overall event champion. So our last competition coming up here in just a moment is Monster Jam Freestyle.
Oh, it's time for Monster Jam Freestyle, and everybody here is going to kick it off. Make some noise. Everybody take out your cell phones. Turn on your flashlights. It's dark in here, but we're going to light it up. Follow our lead. Move the phone to the beat. In, up, down, up, down. Whoa. We've reached the pinnacle of today's event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle! Make some noise for Joe Yuri, Earthshaker. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com.
What a freestyle there from Joe Yuri and Earthshaker. He said today that is the competition that he is focused on here and hopes to get a win here this afternoon. The Super Glue glued to the action replay on the video board. It is a highlight package of all the great moves from each of our drivers, so use that at judgeszone.com. Scores are locked. Let's take a look to see where you put Joe Yuri and Earthshaker. A big score, 8.266. To kick things off. A great score from you, the fans, here at judgeszone.com. And that will put him in a good position here as he will set the tone for the rest of our field. 8.266 for Joe Yuri and Earthshaker. We're going to continue right along here with our Monster Jam Freestyle. Our second competitor up is Tristan England, JCB Digatron.
Let's hear it for Tristan England, JCB Digatron. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com.
A great consistent run here for JCB Digatron, showing off some combination moves, some technical moves on the replay especially as well. Keep your eyes locked to that video board. Your scores are locked in. Your score for JCB Digatron is, you put him in the top spot with an 8.321.
What's happening, beautiful people? I'm here in section 117. Hey, who are you here with?
I'm here with Eliza and Sullivan.
Okay, we got a chance for them to win some prizes, okay? A little souvenir to take home. We're going to play something called Name That Truck. We're going to slowly put on, or I should say slowly reveal the truck, and you have to name which truck it is, okay? We're going to turn off this spotlight so we can see the Monster Jam video board so you guys can check it out. Here we go. Shout it out. Everybody help out. Ooh, it's orange. What is it?
El Toro Loco.
A little bit louder.
El Toro Loco.
Just a little bit louder.
El Toro Loco.
Is it El Toro Loco? I got something really cool for you guys. Monster Jam Truck and Pal Spin Master here, brought to you by us here at Monster Jam. Have fun. You guys can get your Spin Master wherever you buy stores, or I should say wherever you buy toys. We'll see you there.
There you go. Armando Castro, El Toro Loco is your current leader here in the overall event points chase here for the overall event championship. Right behind him, Tristan England and JCB Digatron, and 2 points behind the leader is Jurassic Attack and Dalton Whiter. That is your top three here as we continue on with freestyle. Let's meet our next driver up. It's Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash.
Let's hear it for Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com. It's up to you, Austin.
Sparkle Smash and Caleb Blood await you, the fans, here for the very last time here inside the Moody Center. You will see Sparkle Smash take to the track. All right, we're gonna see what those scores will be from you fans. Remember the score to beat right now, JCB Digatron 8.321. And we await to see what your score is, and it's locked in. 6.395 for Sparkle Smash. Our three drivers here that just completed their freestyle run, with a few more to go before we crown our freestyle winner. 8.321 is the lead, is the score to beat, excuse me, for our field of competition. Our fourth driver up, Devin Winfield, Velociraptor.
for Velociraptor. 20 seconds to lock in those scores. JudgesZone.com.
Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. We're looking at his replay right now. Again, remember, use that replay to get those scores in. The super glue glued to the action replay. Velociraptor in Devin Winfield. Scores are locked. We're going to go straight to scores and straight to the video board. 7.360 for Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. So JCB Digatron still is the score to beat, 8.321 here in the freestyle competition. And we are halfway through now with 4 more drivers remaining. We're going to continue on here with our next driver, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. He attempts the Morgan & Morgan backflip and just not enough speed there up on top of the ramp to get it in full rotation. Lands on the lid there as we take a look at the replay. Just a little bit slick there on the back tires. Get those scores locked in at JudgesZone.com. For Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Giving the thumbs up, he's good to go. And now we need to see those scores. Scores will be locked in. Let's take a look to see where you put them at. 7.932. And that means JCB Digatron continues to hold the lead. There you go, the freestyle competition now. That puts El Toro Loco in the 3rd spot. And JCB Digatron currently still the score to beat, 8.321. Well, I think we just heard RII test there from Gravedigger, which means that there is some more potential that Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger may be back. Again, they had to fix that broken tie rod on the back end there of Gravedigger. And usually that's about a 15 to 20 minute fix, depending on if they find anything else wrong with the truck. You can see Daniel Lopez there, the crew chief for El Toro Loco, also back there as well. So I know when it comes down to these situations, sometimes these other crew chiefs and these other technicians will help other teams, of course, in a show of true sportsmanship. As we're going to continue things on. Are you guys ready to see some more freestyle? Coming up next, we got Berto Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Let's hear it for Berto Trevino, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. All right, scores now are in your hands at judgeszone.com. The code ATX. Again, if you've not started scoring, this is the perfect time as we watch his super glued to the action replay. A nice fluid run there from Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Time to see what you have for scores. Let's go to the video board. A great score, 8.171 for Berto Trevino, and Monster Mutt Rottweiler puts him in the third spot. Two more drivers remain here in Monster Jam Freestyle. Tristan England and JCB Digatron currently still the score to beat as we await to see Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack. Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack. Scoring is now open. 20 seconds, of course. You know the drill. And we're going to wait to see that super glued to the action replay. A nice fluid run from the crazy T-Rex. And there you have it. Time to get those scores locked in. Scores are locked in. Score to beat JCB Digatron, 8.321. Your score for Jurassic Attack is... puts him in the first spot, 8.648. He's now your new leader. We have one more truck, and it sounds like from our Monster Jam officials that Matt Gom, the crew chief for Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger, was able to fix that tie rod. So one truck remains left. We will not crown a winner just yet. Jurassic Attack now is your leader, 8.648. He takes the top spot and the lead here in our freestyle competition. With one last driver remaining, Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger. The clock is paused at 49 seconds. I know she's been having some issues there again. They're trying to refire her. She's getting the signal right now from our USHRA safety official. Borrowing the truck there from her big brother, Adam Anderson. It's set up a little bit differently than she's used to. And we're going to have our USHRA safety officials run out and see if there's an issue there. 49 seconds on the clock. And she is awaiting the signal to refire. Getting those signals, those hand signals there from our safety official. And there Matt Gahn is right behind. Coming back out to check on Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. Now he's in the cab. And unfortunately, that will do it for Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. But Austin, let's make some noise there for Gravedigger and Kristen Anderson. Not the weekend she wanted, but let's show her some love. But that also means that Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack is your freestyle winner. So he collects 8 points there, and we're about to crown an overall event champion. So with his 8 points locked in, like I said, the freestyle competition will make the winner here. So let's go to the video board as we get set to crown our overall event champion. Eight points there. There you have it. 4 points in JCB Racing, 8 points in the Sky Wheelie competition, 7 in the Great Clips two-wheel skills challenge, and 8 in freestyle for a total of 19 points. You do the math because your overall event champion is Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack.
Dalton, wow, how does it feel to be the overall event champion tonight?
Man, it feels awesome. I didn't start the event out the greatest. Made some big mistakes in racing, and usually that's where I shine, but you know what? I just kept my nose to the grindstone and kept going, man. It feels awesome to come away with an overall win after World Finals, man. Just getting that momentum going, getting ready for next year, man. It's awesome to be back in arenas. Thank you guys for coming out here and supporting Monster Jam, supporting me, supporting everybody here. You're the reason we have jobs to do to come out here. So thank you for coming to Monster Jam. Woo!
He is your overall event champion. Dalton Widener is Jurassic Attack.
A huge congratulations there to Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. And if you were doing the math, of course, there was a tie between him and JCB Digatron and Tristan England. But because he had the higher freestyle score, Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack is your overall event champion here for the last time at the Moody Center. What has been an exciting afternoon of Monster Jam action. Of course, you still have time to grab your official Monster Jam merchandise out on the concourse. Of course, tune in to all the Monster Jam episodes there on MAV TV. Of course, every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, you can catch brand new episodes, and of course, you can catch us on YouTube as well. Well, for Jabari Thomas, I'm Kay Young. We hope you had fun, and we hope to see you at our next Monster Jam.
Thank you, Austin.